Hey everyone, it's Benny. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Mammoth Squaddie. This is now available on Warstock Cash and Carry for $1,130,000. There is no trade price to speak of currently. And honestly, I'm glad because, I don't know. I feel like $1 million is a decent price for it, and I'll explain why throughout the video. So, as you can see, this thing has customization. It has it in spades. It's kind of like the Winky in that regard, which unfortunately the Winky does not have good performance at all. But, you know, the customization is definitely there. And this thing actually has decent performance, which we'll talk about later. So as you can see, there's options for bed covers and, you know, frames, which are in the bodywork section. I was going to go minimalist at first, but I changed it up later, which you'll see later. There's plenty of bumper options, and in this case, it's mostly like heavy-duty bumpers, obviously, and different bull bars options later, which we'll get to. And it's like I say, if I pay a lot for something, I want to get a lot out of it, and this thing actually has a lot going for it. Obviously, it's not going to be the best performer off-road. I mean, that hands down, the BF400 is kind of like the king in that regard, and second to that would be the Vagrant. But this thing actually has decent off-road capability. And as you can see, it has plenty of customization. You can put stuff on the back, you can put rails on the sides for like the passenger area. You can even put armor plates on the doors. They don't actually work, buyer beware, and as far as I'm aware, the windows don't actually protect the driver. Unfortunate, yeah, but I mean, let's be honest, they're probably not going to do something like that for a while. As you can see, armor plates on the doors. Like I said, they don't actually work, sadly. Missed opportunity, but, you know, what are you going to do? Plenty of exhaust options. I have a feeling that the dual high exhausts are going to be probably the most popular pick. Understandably so. It's the best aesthetic in my opinion. You know, it really gives it like that old school, like gas guzzler, big heavy duty truck kind of vibe. As I said before, plenty of bull bar options. And what I like about this is not only are there plenty of options, there's plenty of like color palettes for those options. You got primary, secondary, then, you know, chrome, and I believe carbon and plastic are somewhere in there. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly, but there are plenty of options. Plenty of hood options too. You have an option for a luggage rack on the hood. You can completely load this thing up with luggage. It's honestly unreal. Again, you know me, I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to this stuff. I decided to go with like an armored plate on the front. Like, if this thing's not armored, I at least want it to look the part, you know? I want to give it like that heavy duty truck look. And as you can see, it has all of the gun running liveries. Now, something I liked about the Winky was that it actually had some unique liveries, but it seems to be the only vehicle with that. So, kind of like the Manchester Scout, this has all the gun running liveries. So you have all the camos, like the geometrics, all that stuff. Plenty of mirror options too. Not as much as the other options, but you definitely have a choice on what mirrors you could have. And from the way it looks, the primary affects most of the body. The secondary would affect the roof and the doors, as well as whatever parts you have set as secondary. Now, with military vehicles, I usually go with a matte finish, just, again, for that, like, utilitarian look. And I actually tried to take my time with this, just because there's that many options. Like, usually when you see me taking my time with these, you know it's gonna have good customization. And like I said, if I pay a lot for something, I want to get a lot out of it. Now, something interesting is that these lights you're seeing, they actually do work, and I'll prove it later. You can actually put lights all over the front of this thing, and it actually looks really cool. I love the customization of this thing. I actually really love this vehicle. Plenty of sidestep options. You can go completely chrome, you can go blacked out, you can go painted, primary, secondary, and there's different options for each colors. There's plenty of variety with this thing, as you can see. It's just, I absolutely love this vehicle. Again, beating a dead horse, I know, but I think this was well worth the wait. You can lower the suspension on it. I don't really like doing that with off-roaders because, you know, I like having a beefy suspension. You can change the wheels, and I really wanted to put the new street wheels, or not street wheels. I wanted to put the new Steelies that they added with the summer special. I think those look amazing on some of these military vehicles. You know, it gives it that heavy-duty look. I was originally going to tint the windows, but I think I decided against it. So yeah, all in all, there's plenty of customizations. You definitely get your money's worth in that. I mean, any car over $1 million, it's like, you gotta have something, right? Like, you don't just want it to be copy-paste. But anyway, in terms of overall handling, sorry, in terms of overall handling, this thing actually does really well. Not the best in any regard, but I didn't really have any issues controlling this. Now, it is heavy, you know, it's a big Humvee, so it's going to be heavy. But in terms of traction, you know, understeer, oversteer, it has a little bit of understeer, and it seems to be a bit front heavy. But aside from that, there's not really any real issues controlling it. And as you're about to see here, it has some really good off-roading capability. But before I get onto that, as I said before, the lights actually work. And to answer anyone's question, yes, all of the light options work. There are only 2 of them that I found haven't, and they're the 2 tiny lights that are on the bumpers. But honestly, that's such a small thing, I'm not even worried about it. And like I said, this thing has really good off-road capabilities. Now obviously the Camacho is still going to be the best in terms for like rock climbing, going up steep hills and mountains. But this thing can definitely keep up the pace. I did not expect it to be this good. I literally thought it was just going to be another Winky, but it actually delivers. And unfortunately, it doesn't hold 6 people. I was really hoping it would hold 6 people. Unfortunately, it doesn't, but it's still really nice. It's just an awesome vehicle. I love this thing to pieces. I definitely think it was well worth the wait. And for $1 million, you do get a lot out of this. Maybe not in terms of performance, like obviously it's not going to keep up in races, but what it lacks in overall performance, it makes up for with handling and customization. So there it is. That's the Squaddie, arguably one of the better vehicles in this DLC. I recommend buying one of these for car shows, or that or milsim. I know there's a lot of people who still do milsims, and I think this would be a perfect vehicle for that. But that's my honest review. I love this thing to pieces, and I think this is a very welcome addition to the game. It's not armored, it's not crazy or anything like that, but, you know, it's good. It is really good. And as a side note, in case anyone's wondering, no. Just like the Winky, the Manchez, and so on, you can't put this in the Avenger. But honestly, considering what this vehicle is, I think that's such a small detail anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this review. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you want to support my channel. That's it for now. I'm out. Stay safe, guys.